Hello Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aquarius, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and or moving forward. So with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. How does Aquarius currently view this relationship? All right, Aquarius. So we do have the 10 of Cups. We also have the 8 of Wands as well as the 8 of Pentacles. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Cups. In regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, I do see you working towards a relationship here with someone. Now, this someone could definitely represent somebody, brand new, or this could definitely represent somebody that you've been dealing with for quite some time now, and you feel like you're finally ready to start working towards a relationship here with this person. But whoever this person is that you find yourself connecting with, it's someone that you have a lot of emotions for, Aquarius. It's somebody that you do see a whole lot of potential with, and it's someone that, yeah, you would love to experience a happily ever after with. So currently at the moment, it does appear to me that the two of you are working towards this happily ever after that you guys truly do want and desire to have an experience with one another. All right, now let's look at this person. How does this person, all right, currently view this relationship with Aquarius? Okay. Okay, let me grab the card that fell. 1 second. Nice. So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good. We have the Ace of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and then we also have the 2 of Cups out here. You guys are definitely on the same page. You know, the same thing that you can see yourself having with this person is the same thing that they can see themselves having with you. They feel a very strong and intense connection, to you, Aquarius. Like, this person knows that you are basically what they want, and a life with you is what they essentially want. So for some of you, you could very well be making things official with this person, or this person could very well be wanting to make things official with you, because I am definitely getting that could be taking place as well, where this person wants to make things official, with you, or maybe you want to make things official, with them. So this could definitely represent the two of you taking that next step within your relationship with one another. But let's jump back over to you and see how you're currently feeling. How does Aquarius currently feel about this connection? All right, so we do have the Tower to the Judgment card, okay, as well as the 2 of Pentacles. In regards to how you're currently feeling about this relationship, Aquarius, I am definitely getting, it's all starting to make sense now. It's all starting to make sense now. I feel like for a while, and I feel like this is something that you were experiencing prior to even meeting this individual, but I feel like there was a connection in your life that went south, and you found yourself questioning, but why? Why did that relationship go south? Why did I have to go through what I went through? I just don't understand. It just kind of looks like there was a particular relationship that just did not work out in your favor. And you found yourself constantly asking yourself, but why? I just don't understand. I really love this person. I really want to be with this person. And it just kind of looks like no matter how hard you tried to build a relationship you wanted with this person, it just wasn't working out. It just wasn't working out. And it's all starting to kind of make sense to you now why the universe didn't allow you to run off into the sunset with that particular person. And it's because the universe had someone 10 times better in store for you anyways. So it kind of looks like you're realizing that everything in life happens for a reason, because even when you were dealing with that person that you were dealing with, things were constantly going left. You know what I mean? In your relationship with this person, I feel like you found yourself constantly asking yourself, but I don't understand. Why is this happening? I just want to be happy with this person. I don't get it. Why does this relationship keep going south? Well, it's because it looks like the universe had something 10 times better in store for you, aka this person. But now it's starting to all make sense to you now, is basically what I'm getting. It's basically what I'm getting. Okay. I feel like you're also noticing a drastic difference with this person compared to this other individual that you were dealing with. In other words, in this previous relationship that you were in, Aquarius, it looks like you were constantly facing obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. With this person, it's like everything is just unfolding so nicely here. There's no obstacles in your way. There's nothing telling you, hey, you're heading in the wrong direction. Is basically what I'm getting. But with this other person that you were dealing with, it's like the universe was constantly sending you signs like, hey, you're heading in the wrong direction. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, nope, this is not your person. This is not your person. But because you were so attached to them and what you wanted with them, it's like you kept fighting either which way to like have that person in your life, until you decided to eventually throw your hands up and give up and just accept the fact that maybe, just maybe, all of this is happening for a reason. And you decided to just kind of throw your hands up and give up. But I feel like that's honestly the hardest thing that you could have ever done, which was basically give up on them and what you initially wanted with them. But you did it, and it brought you this person into your life, which just so happens to be, in your eyes, somebody who's 10 times better than this person that you were dealing with, from your past, is basically what I'm getting. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Oh man, I love the way that this relationship makes the both of you feel. Like, how do I explain it? It's like this relationship for you is like a breath of fresh air, but the same applies. You know what I mean? For this person, like, you guys just feel so safe and secure with one another, and what you guys share with one another. It's just not even funny. Like, this relationship, it just feels so right. You know what I mean? To the both of you, there is no fear. There is no, hesitation, coming from you or coming from them. Like, this relationship, it just feels like it was meant to be. You know what I mean? Is like the best way that I could describe, what it is I'm seeing here, which is something that this person has never felt before, is basically what I'm getting. Like, with everybody that they've essentially dealt with prior to obviously meeting you, it was one of those situations where it's like, yeah, like, they saw the potential, for the relationship to like reach higher levels of commitment. Do they honestly think though that the relationship was going to last or work out? No. But I'm getting that that's like the energy that this person felt with other people. It's like they felt the energy of, yeah, I could see myself being with this person, but do I really think it's going to work out in the end? No, but hey, I could see myself, I guess, being with this person. This person could have found themselves essentially feeling in previous relationships like they were constantly settling, for less. I am definitely, getting that, but that's obviously not something that this person finds themselves experiencing with you. This person, is really, really happy that they met you. They're really, really happy that, you're basically in their life. This is a relationship that brings them a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, and a lot of emotional satisfaction. And the fact that they feel so seen, and safe and secure with you, is something, extremely important to this person, because this person knows what it's like to be with somebody who doesn't make them feel seen. I'm also getting heard as well. They've dealt with a lot of people also too that didn't really value or appreciate them, and the fact that you value and appreciate them, like, that's honestly, something that they've never actually experienced with anybody, prior to you. So the fact that you make this person feel this way, it truly does mean a great deal to this person. It truly does. Okay. What actions? Yeah. Yeah. If you knew what you know now back then, you would have definitely left this person that you were dealing with sooner, is basically what I'm getting. Like, if you knew that this was what was waiting for you, you would have left this person from your past sooner. I just feel like you endured a lot of things that you didn't have to essentially endure and or go through, but you chose to because you loved that person, because you cared about that person, because you really wanted to be with that person, because you really wanted that relationship to work out. But, looking back, it's like, man, like, a lot of you feel like, I should have left this person sooner. What was I thinking? If I knew what I know now, you know what I mean? I would have left them sooner. I would have left them sooner. I would have left them sooner. I am definitely getting that there's a lot of things that you need to like forgive yourself for. I feel like you found it in your heart to forgive this person that you were dealing with, but there is certain things that you haven't necessarily forgiven yourself for, Aquarius, because it does appear to me that you went through a lot of pain and suffering in this previous relationship because you were so attached to what you wanted with this person. And, looking back, it's like you might find yourself thinking, oh my gosh, like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I tolerate this? Why did I accept that? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Like, I'm getting an energy of you kind of beating yourself up. for tolerating the things that you tolerated, accepting the things that you accepted in this previous relationship. This is one of those situations where you got to forgive yourself. At the end of the day, you're a human being. You're going to make mistakes. It is what it is. It is what it is, but it's pointless to sit here and beat yourself up. You know what I mean? It's very, very pointless for you to do that, because I mean, you can sit here and beat yourself up if you want to, Aquarius, and not forgive yourself if you want to, but it's not going to undo anything. It's not going to change anything. I think that the important part of all of this is that you're no longer suffering anymore. You're not dealing with the stuff that this person, would basically put you through anymore. And that's something, to be extremely happy about and also grateful for. And I also feel like you learned a valuable lesson through that experience as well. Which is pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs, because I feel like the signs were there. I feel like the signs were there, but I feel like you just kept looking at everything that was happening in that relationship, as if it was like a coincidence, but it wasn't. Like every time you tried to build with this person, something would happen, causing the relationship between the two of you to go south over and over and over again. None of these things that were happening in your relationship with this person from your past was a coincidence. All of this stuff was happening for a reason. It was the universe's way of trying to get you to see, hey, you're heading in the wrong direction. You're heading in the wrong direction. You're heading in the wrong direction. And I feel like it came to that point where you finally decided, you know what? I don't know why this is not working out in my favor. I guess I'll never find out. I guess I'll never know, but I'm just going to get up and walk away. And you did that. And that was a very hard thing for you to do, but you did it. You know what I mean? And it brought you this, what you've always basically wanted, what you have with this person, and the way that this person is with you is exactly what you were hoping and praying to have with this person from your past. And it just kind of looks like, unfortunately, this person was incapable of loving you properly, treating you with respect, respecting you in the relationship that they share with you, taking you in this relationship that they once upon a time had with you seriously. They were just incapable of giving you those things. This person, on the other hand, very, very capable. They're very, very capable. So don't sit here and beat yourself up. For a lot of you, you invested a lot of time and energy towards this person, from your past. And maybe that's why you're so hard on yourself, because of the amount of time you've invested, into this person, from your past. But don't sit up here and beat yourself up. You know what I mean? None of this is your fault. And that's another thing that I want you to remember. None of this is your fault. It's not your fault that this person was incapable of loving you properly. It's not your fault that this person didn't respect you. It's not your fault that this person didn't respect this relationship that they once upon a time had with you. It's not your fault that this person didn't know how to treat you. Right? It's not your fault. None of this is your fault, Aquarius. Put the blame on them, put all the blame on them. All of this is their fault. They're the reason why this relationship between the two of you just simply didn't work out. And to be honest, the joke is on them, because this person, not only did they push you far and far and far away from them, but they push you towards the best thing that could have ever happened to you, which was basically this person. So in the end, yeah, it looks like the joke is on them. And in the end, it kind of looks like you're the one that's getting the last laugh. I would love to see where this person's at in life right now. What's going on with this person that Aquarius used to deal with? Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, Two of Wands. Ooh. We have the Hangman, Ten of Swords. Yep, well, good luck. Oh, don't worry about it, Aquarius. So it looks like when this relationship came to an end, right, between the two of you, it kind of looks like this person just got up and moved on with their life, as if, nothing happened here. No regret, no remorse whatsoever. However, that's about to change eventually. There's going to come a point in time where this person will find themselves having a lot of regret and remorse over the things that they essentially put you through. And here's why. Because this person's eventually going to meet their match. I say this a lot in my readings. This person will never truly understand what you went through until somebody else comes along and puts them through the exact same things that they basically put you through. That's when this person will understand the pain that they inflicted upon you and what you were basically going through, or what you had to basically endure because of them not knowing how to love you properly or respect you or the relationship that they share with you. So with that being said, look at it as like karma catching up to this person eventually, because karma will catch up to this person. That's besides the point. And this person will feel your pain and your suffering. This person will definitely go through the exact same things that they basically put you through, and guess what? They ain't gonna like it, okay? And the one person that's gonna cross their mind is you. That's the one person that's going to cross their mind. So when this person's going through the things that they're going through in their next relationship, because they're going to meet their match, that's besides the point. They're going to think about you and all the pain that they essentially caused you. And they will put two and two together. They will definitely connect the dots, and they will realize for themselves that they're paying for all the pain and suffering that they basically brought into your life, because all the bad that you put out will eventually come and find you at some point. This person might think that they're in the clear for right now. You know what I mean? They might think that they're in the clear for right now, but oh boy, do they have another thing coming for them, because all the bad that you do here, you won't have to pay for it at some point. And it's going to happen when they least expect it, is basically what I'm getting. What else can you tell me? What else can you tell me? Oh yeah, they're going to meet their match. Yeah, they're going to meet their match. They're going to meet their match very, very soon. Of course, they could already find themselves connecting with this person already. I mean, that's a possibility. It's a possibility. You know, this person, they're not, how do I say this? You know, I'm starting to kind of think that this person believes in karma. I'm starting to kind of think that they do. And here's why I say this. Just roll with me for a second. There's this like energy of them like trying their hardest to like avoid falling in love and love at all costs. And it's mainly because this person feels like they're going to eventually pay for all the stuff that they basically put you through. So I do see this person like trying their hardest to like avoid love at all costs, because this person feels like the moment they fall for someone is the moment that they're going to essentially pay. Now, here's the thing. I do see them eventually falling for someone, because I am definitely getting that. It's not going to be something that they're going to be able to like stop and or control, if that makes any sense. Because right now, yeah, I feel like this person really does actually believe in karma, because yep. There's this energy, right, of them feeling like they got away with it. Like they got away with everything that they basically put you through, but they actually didn't, is basically what I'm getting. And this person, what they're going to do moving forward is not take anyone seriously, but it's stemming from a place of them wanting to like avoid karma from catching up to them, because they honestly think that if they were to fall in love with a person, that's when they're gonna pay, you know, for all the bad that they essentially put you through. Now they will meet someone and they will fall for that person, and they're not going to be able to like control that, you know, as far as like them falling for this individual is concerned, because they're going to fall for them. That's besides the point. And they're going to try to stop it, and you know, they're going to try to turn off the emotional switch off, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. They're going to find themselves falling for that person. Now, karma is not going to reveal itself in this relationship right off the bat. It's going to essentially happen when this person's way too deep in, to the point where getting up and walking away kind of seems, how could I put it, almost impossible. Like they're gonna be way too deep in with this person the moment karma starts to show its face in that relationship. So for example, what could end up happening, right, is that this person ends up having like a child, for example, you know, with this next person, and then boom, that's when karma starts to show its face in this relationship. So now they're going through what they're going through with that person. That person's doing them the way that they're doing them, but then they got a kid with them, you know what I mean? So now they feel stuck. It's like, okay, how do I explain this? It's like it's like karma is kind of like sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? For this person to be so deeply invested into this person where they just can't get up and go, if that makes any sense, because they have a kid with them now, because they're married to them now, because they're under some type of contract with them now, because they're codependent off of them now. Like, something's going to keep this person bound to this individual, and it's going to cause them to feel like they have no choice but to sit here and suffer, because this is not going to be something that they're just going to be able to get up and walk away from. But it's mainly because something's keeping these two like bound together. And between you and I, and this is not going to cross their mind, but between you and I, let's just say that this person ends up having like a kid with somebody. Now they're bound to this person, or they become codependent off of this person or whatever, because something's going to keep these two bound together, right? In this person's mind, because all of this is really mental, in this person's mind, they think there is no way out. I have no choice. I got to sit here and suffer. You know what I mean? I don't want to, but I got to sit here and suffer. There is actually a way out. I just kind of feel like they don't think that there actually is a way out, hence why they're gonna suffer, if that makes any sense. Like, even though they have a kid with this person, they can still, technically speaking, get up and walk away from them. Even though they're under some type of contract with them, they can, technically speaking, get up and walk away from them. But in their mind, because all this is mental, in their mind, they just don't think, you know what I mean, that that's possible to get up and walk away. It's like the door is right there, but they're just like, I can't open that door, but they can. And the main reason why this is even happening to them, mentally speaking, is because they're too deep in, to the point where walking away is just, it has become impossible. In their mind, it's not even an option, but it is, if that makes any sense. So point is that this person's gonna pay, but like I said, karma is gonna show its face, and this karma is like very like Jesus, like, and I've always said this, like, if karma had like a zodiac sign, I'm just saying, if karma had a zodiac sign, hands down, Aquarius and Scorpio combined together. Like, if we could combine Scorpio and Aquarius together, that's karma right there. That's karma right there, because Aquarians, obviously you guys are very, very intelligent, very, very intelligent. And Scorpios, these are the type of people that you just never see coming. Like, you never know what it is that they're up to, you know what I mean? And honestly, like with Scorpio, something that I've noticed about, them is that they never like to like give like their enemies any sort of sign or indication that they're coming. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I feel like you guys could actually be like that as well. Like, you guys are not going to be the type of people that are going to shout from the rooftop, hey, enemy, I'm coming. I'm coming. It's only a matter of time. I'm coming. No, like, you guys are very quiet about it. Y'all don't like to see, y'all don't like to like give anybody any sort of indication that y'all are coming. You know what I mean? You guys like to like, not literally sneak up on people, but you just don't like to like give your enemies any sort of sign or indication that you're coming. You know what I mean? It's very similar to like a Scorpio, but like, yeah, anyways, back to the whole karma thing. Like, I just kind of feel like karma is going to be doing its thing in this person's life, is basically what I'm getting. Yeah, it's basically what I'm getting. Now, there's a possibility, because I am definitely getting this for some of you, that there is a possibility that you might catch wind of all of this when it does occur in some way, shape, or form. You might catch wind of all of this. For example, this person might contact you and apologize to you for everything that they basically put you through, because now they're personally going through it themselves, and now they understand, what it was like, to basically, be in your shoes, because now they're going to find themselves, in your shoes, or they currently find themselves, in your shoes. Okay, now let me grab the card that fell. 1 second. Okay, we have the Six of Wands that fell. I'm going to go ahead and take it. But what actions will this person take towards Aquarius? They're moving forward. All right, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, and then we also have the Ace. I swear, you're like the best thing that could have ever happened to this person. That's another thing that I absolutely love about this person. This ain't that type of person that needs to lose you to realize, oh my God, I had a good thing and I blew it. No. This is that type of person that values and appreciates a good thing when they got it, not when they lose it, which is very different from this person from your past, because they're going to realize how good that they had it with you the moment they meet their match. Oh, they're going to realize how much you really love them, how much you really cared about them. But that's going to take place when this one over here meets their match, okay? Because if they think for 1 second that person's going to love them the way that you love them, psh, they could think again, because that's not going to happen. That is not, this new person is not going to have their back the way that you had their back. This new person is not going to love them the way that you love them. This person is not going to respect them the way that, you know, they basically, the way that you basically respected them. So then there's that. But I really do like this person that you're connecting with. They come off to me as somebody who's like very protective of you, which I love. They come off to me as like a provider and a protector. They're very protective, you know, over you and this relationship that they share with you. You know, this is a relationship that they honestly want to like last the test of times. That's another thing too. You know, they come off to me as somebody who's very loyal, committed to you and devoted to you, and also very, very trustworthy. I mean, what's there not to love, you know? Like all of this pain and suffering that you went through in this previous relationship, even though it sucked and it hurt and you didn't necessarily deserve to go through what you went through, it brought you this awesome person. It brought you this awesome person, you know, in the end. So with that being said, Aquarius, it kind of looks like it's finally your turn to go off and be happy while this person, you know, learns their lesson, okay? And pays for what they put you through. So with that being said, that is what I have for you, Aquarius. Congratulations. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.